as far as in Jordan, an average, I think it's 30 women, an average of 30 women a year are killed in honor killings. Where's the justice in that?
Well, I mean, there isn't any justice there. I don't, the question is, there's no justice. What honor killings,
well, how does Islam
honor
perceive that? How can
Islam has no concept of that. The Christian Arabs do that. Mexicans used to do that.
Mm-hmm. But there are reports of it in other Muslim
countries.
There's reports of it in Pakistan.
This used to happen all over the world. This happened in Christian countries. This is just a situation that existed in many parts of the world. It doesn't justify it, but the fact that it still exists in that part of the world is only indicative of the fact that that familial honor is still an extremely important, if not a central element to those societies. And a woman's chastity is still considered something that is at the essence of the honor of a family, as well as the chastity of a male, but because it tends to be a patriarchal culture, and because of the fact that women, when they lose their virginity, there are generally physical signs of it, and certainly pregnancy can occur, whereas with a man is more veiled than a woman in that situation, but in no way does it mean that a man who commits fornication or adultery is any less condemnable than a woman. Mm-hmm. They're both terrible breaches of divine comportment. But I would say that the Christians have the same concept in their ignorant societies. Arab Christians have done this. So there was an Arab Christian that killed his daughter in Chicago. This occurred in the United States. It's a very sick thing to do. I find somebody would have to be a really sick human being to be able to kill their own progeny. But in America, there's been over 20 million abortions. And the only difference in America is that they say, well, these are unborn. So I think before Americans start pointing the finger at 30 honor killings in Jordan, let's look at 20 million babies that have been killed in America. Right? Really? Yeah. I mean, America is it's a culture of amazing paradox. Throughout the planet, you will find very similar pathologies manifested by human beings. Mm-hmm. And certainly America is filled with very dysfunctional relationships. Mm-hmm. Women here are grossly abused. The number one cause of murder amongst women in the United States is from their husbands or their boyfriends. I mean, you see this. So I don't think you can say Muslims have any monopoly on the mistreatment of women. Mm-hmm. I think globally we have a problem. The problem in Islam occurs when Muslims do not adhere to the traditions of Islam, to the teachings of Islam, and vice versa. When they do adhere, you will see, in fact, extraordinary harmony occur in the human relationships, because very clear guidelines have been given in terms of gender relationships.
So you're saying that Muslims have themselves to blame in a way that...
First and foremost.
Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslims, and greetings to all the non-Muslims. Now, as we all know, there's a current phenomena, or a current act, if you want to even call it that, of honor killings, which is basically when a female or a male are killed off by their family or by their people due to the fact that they feel that these people, the male or the female, have dishonored them. So they simply kill them off. Now, before continuing, let's make it clear that honor killings is not limited to Muslims. Hindus practice honor killings. African non-Muslims practice honor killings. Christian Coptics practice honor killings. Western seculars practice honor killings. When a Western couple have a fight because of some jealousy, when she's cheating on her boyfriend with some other guy, and then they get into an argument and he kills her, etc. What is that? They don't call it an honor killing, they just call it a dispute, when it's actually the same thing. So let's make that point clear. Honor killings is not limited to the Muslims. So if people want to actually fix this problem, they first have to get over their prejudice, their bigotry, their racism, and their hatred, and they have to realize that this is a common problem that everybody faces, and blaming it on one people and one religion is not going to solve the problem. So let me make it clear. Let's make it clear for everybody. Islam does not call, does not condone, nor does it, I repeat, nor does it call for any such thing as an honor killing. Muslims who commit the act of honor killing simply do it because of their own backward cultural, tribal laws, which have nothing to do with Islam, but has everything to do with their own backwardness. You see, Islam clearly speaks against the act of honor killings. You see, I've been waiting for one Islamophobe to bring me a single Islamic text that says you should commit an honor killing. Instead, when we do read Islamic text, we find that it completely condemns the act of honor killing. For instance, if any of you know, the people of the Prophet Muhammad, the Arabs, the pagans, the Middle Easterners, they used to bury their daughters alive, an act of honor killing. They used to bury them alive when they were just kids. The reason they used to bury their daughters alive was because they felt shamed. They wanted men in the family to carry the legacy and the tradition and the honor of the family. So when they had a female, they would feel ashamed, so they would kill her off. Islam condemned this action. In the 16th chapter of the Quran, verses 58 to 59, this is what it says. When news is brought to one of them of the birth of a female child, his face darkens and he is filled with inward grief. With shame does he hide himself from his people because of the bad news he has had. Shall he retain it on sufferance and contempt, or bury it in the dust? Oh, what an evil choice they decide on. And the Prophet Muhammad himself taught, verily Allah the glorious and majestic has forbidden you to be disobedient to your mothers and to bury your daughters alive. So in reality, Islam has saved the lives of millions upon millions of Middle Eastern women by banning the act of honor killings when the pagans and the Arabs used to bury their daughters alive. Islam came and corrected this backward tribal law. It corrected it. It said, don't do it. Do not commit these acts of honor killings. Of course, the Islamophobes will never bring this text up. No, they'll never talk about it. But the fact is, it's in the Quran. Do not bury your daughters alive. Do not commit dishonor killing. Islam has directly, not indirectly, it has directly saved the lives of millions upon millions of ladies in the Middle East. So again, these Muslims who commit honor killings are simply doing it because of their own backward laws, which Islam came to eradicate. These Muslims have moved away from Islam. They've returned to their backward roots, which is why they commit the act of honor killings. Now what about a rape victim? Does Islam say that a rape victim should be punished? No. There is not a single Islamic text that shows the Prophet ever punishing a rape victim. There is not a single Islamic text that says the rape victim should be punished. Rather, Islam clearly teaches that the rapist should be punished, and the rape victim is to be consoled, comforted. She isn't supposed to be punished. She is to be left alone and helped. For instance, in the Hadith collections of the lifetime of the Prophet, a raped lady came to the Prophet and he didn't punish her. Rather, he let her go and he told the people to console her, and the rapist was dealt with. So there is no such thing as killing the rape victim due to honor. There is no such thing. Islam doesn't teach it. Now people will say, well, they need 4 witnesses, etc., etc. Yes, you always need evidence. In today's courts, can a lady simply go say, I've been raped? She can, but they're going to investigate it. And they need witnesses, proof. They don't need actual eyewitnesses who saw her getting raped. They actually need witnesses. For instance, people she went to right after the incident, a doctor, something like that. So don't twist it. When Islam says a lady needs 4 witnesses, it's exactly the same thing as bringing evidence. You always need evidence. Just like the court system. The witness doesn't have to be somebody who actually saw the incident. It can be her mother, her father, who see her crying when she comes home, a friend they call, and the doctor. 4 witnesses right there. Case established. And then they move it on. Last but not least, Islam actually says that men who make false accusations against women should be punished. Islam says that if you dishonor a lady's reputation, you're going to be lashed 80 times. Can you believe that? The people who say Islam calls for honor killings with no proof, Islam on the other hand says that if you dishonor a lady's reputation, a chaste lady's reputation, you're going to be lashed 80 times. And we see this all over the place. Women today are called bitches, hoes, and sluts by the Western civilized people. But according to Islam, if these people were in an Islamic court, they would be lashed 80 times for bringing dishonor upon the lady. So, let us make it clear, my friends. Islam does not call for honor killings. Islam does not say a lady should be killed if she talks to a man, or if she refuses to marry who her parents have chosen for her, or if she has been raped, or if she has had sex outside marriage. None of this should be dealt with in an honor killing. And Islam does not call for it. This is due, the reason why it's done is due to man's backward tribal laws. Last but certainly not least, the people who commit honor killings should be dealt in the same way. They should be executed for committing an honor killing. And that, my friends, is justice.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I've been meaning to make this video for a while and has to deal with honored killings. This is a topic that's quite hot within the media, and obviously, again, as always, it has to involve Muslims. And this comes from something that recently happened in, I think it was July, end of July, a mass murder, pretty much orchestrated by an Afghani man, his wife and one of his sons, and he killed, I guess, his second wife and daughters, and it was in Kingston, Canada, in Ontario. And it was definitely a cold-blooded murder, and it was called an honor killing. And this is, it was on June 30th. This was on June 30th that the car was submerged in the water. I'm sure some of you have heard about this issue, and that is the issue of honor killings, not unheard of. Look at it says honor killings, not unheard of. Expert, accused makes first appearance in court. Honor killings are, according to what the West thinks and what certain people think within the media circle, that they're pretty much people who try to regain the honor of the family or their own honor of their name by killing someone, for example, who left Islam, someone, let's say for a girl maybe who went and dated a non-Muslim guy or a Muslim guy, or someone who did something bad. Maybe a girl, it was another case in Canada, in Toronto, a girl who didn't wear hijab and she was going to bars and clubs and dating boys, all kinds of things, and they call it honor killing when this murder happens. Now, first of all, what we have to understand is, number one, there is no such thing as honor killings in Islam. I challenge anyone to bring anything from the Quran or the Sunnah, the authentic traditions, where there is anything that justifies honor killings. Anyone, whether it's past perpetrators, whether it's anyone within the media or anyone who wants to justify this claim that honor killings exist in Islam. So why then this title? Why honor killings? How come this is such a big thing? Everyone knows about it, and always Islam is associated with it. What happens when, for example, in my old country, in Romania, a father kills his daughter or rapes his daughter or kills his son or so on? That's not called honor killing in the name of whatever, right? I don't think anyone claimed this honor killing to be in the name of Islam anyway. It can be cultural, no doubt about it, but no one claimed it to be Islamic. But yet still the media says Muslims, honor killings, Islam. This person left Islam, oh, he had honor killing. This woman cheated, no, she was given the honor killing. It has nothing to do actually with honor or with anything from the Islamic texts or within the Quran. So again, I challenge anyone to bring anything that of this sort that justifies honor killings. And as a matter of fact, there was a man who came to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and he said, "Oh Messenger of Allah, if I catch my wife cheating on me with a man in the bed right there, and I kill him, what happens?" And the Prophet said, we will kill you. Why? Because no one is allowed to take justice in their hands. No matter what the problem was with this family and his daughters and his wife and whatever, and anyone else for that reason, no one has the right to take justice into their hands. No one has the right to become a vigilante. No one has the right to do whatever they think is correct, and without any kind of backing, without any kind of proof, without any kind of, then say it's from Islam. So again, I challenge anyone and everyone to bring up anything of the matter that says honor killing, anything that justifies honor killing, anything that would give someone the grounds to stand upon and say that this is an honor killing. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's a dishonorable thing that they done. And anyone who claimed it to be in the name of Islam, and anyone who took the life of anyone who supposedly did whatever, and that is, their accountabilities with God, is actually dishonorable. That's a dishonorable action. It's a shameful action. It's a criminal action. And as Muslims, as proper practicing Orthodox Muslims who believe in the Quran, who follow the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, we condemn that. We condemn those actions. There's no such thing as an honor killing in Islam that anyone, no one has the right to do. So again, why? How come this always comes to be about honor killings? Now there's a big debate in Canada over this issue. And when I saw this special on TV about it, you know, they showed in retrospect certain things that happened in the past and certain other cases, and somehow this word Islam is always stuck in there and is always attached to Islam. But I say, what about if a Christian in Egypt, if a Christian in Egypt wants to marry a Muslim in the villages or wants to become a Muslim? Have you ever researched and seen that they have to hide because their parents want to kill? But no one would call that as an honor killing, or no one would associate it as in Christianity. But they do it in the name of Christianity. They'll say, no, how can you do, you know, they hate Islam, and how can you leave our faith, Christianity? And they're very strong Christians in Egypt, for example. But no one would say it's in the name of Christianity. No one's saying that is justified in Christianity, but whether it's in the name of Christianity or not, no one's saying that it's justified, you know, in Christianity or in any other source other than Islam, because, you know, putting that on the side. Yet, do people do it in the name of that? Now, in terms of Islam, and all the faiths, is it, again, back to it, is there any proof for such an action, for it to be associated with Islam? If not, whether it's in Christianity, Islam, or any other culture, it should be labeled as a cultural thing, as a stupid thing, as something that is done fully out of ignorance, that is done fully as a criminal act, and has no base whatsoever in any Islamic religious scripture, and should be condemned. So I ask all my viewers and all the people out there who have rationale and who have proof to not associate honor killings with Islam. Remove this label. Remove this association from Islam. Honor killings do not exist in Islam. There might be so-called people who call themselves Muslims, who are sinful, who are ignorant, who do these things. And most cases, as you can see, most cases, if they get to do this, then, you know, Allah knows best their level of practice or commitment to the faith, and definitely Allah knows best their level of knowledge that could justify them to do this kind of acts, or should I say their level of ignorance. So I ask everyone and anyone to please remove this label from Islam, remove this association of honor killings and Islam. Islam has nothing to do with honor killings. Islam never agrees with honor killings. Islam condemns honor killings, condemns the unjust murder of anything, even a bird. Even a bird. As the Prophet ﷺ said, that even on the Day of Judgment, if you kill unjustly a bird for the sake of Allah, a bird, that bird will come on the Day of Judgment and it will tell Allah, oh Allah, this person killed me for sport, and not for food or for anything else that would be beneficial. He killed me for sport, unjustly, okay? So even a bird, and that's to all the animal activists, right, to say that Islam is, you know, a cruel religion, or a religion lacking love and mercy. Islam is the religion of mercy. The Prophet ﷺ was sent, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We did not send you except as a mercy to everything in the world, not just to humans, to birds, to cats, to animals, to plants, to humans, to every single one of them. If one bird is not allowed to be slain unjustly, how about human souls, human lives, Muslims or non-Muslims, or anyone for that matter? So I ask you to please think about this, please consider this, and please remove this label from Islam. This honor killings do not exist, and I challenge anyone to bring any proof for that. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.